Hello gang, welcome to the channel, and here we are today for Cable. Cable just took his uniform from X-Force 2 update and he looks fantastic. I mean, his way of look and everything, it's really cool. Everyone is going crazy on him. Is he proc friendly? Is he not proc friendly? Is the best CTB for him CTB of energy? Is the best CTB of him CTB of raids? And here we are today to go through his rotation, how weird he is to proc with, and testing him for ABL, ABX, and World Boss Legend Knull Stage 50. I am currently at level 70 with him. I can't realize his potentials yet. I'm really unlucky on that. And right now I have a build with a mighty rage on him. I don't have his artifact. I don't have any crazy build, you know. I don't even have any CTP. I am undercapped on dodge, something that it's going to be fixed when I'm gonna fix his uniform also. But because it's heroic right now and I don't have the materials to, you know, I just took the materials basically. Yes, whatever. I didn't have the materials for his 4th gear to get the dodge cap. I let him like that. So I'm comparing his output with energy against raids for all ABL, ABX, and World Boss Legend, and I'm gonna go through his rotation also and tell you how it feels to play with him with an energy or with a raids. What's the variations of the rotation you need to do, and what's the final verdict on my mind, you know, about his, you know, his output. And of course you have to keep in mind that he is level 70, so when he's going to be level 80, I can go and compare him with the other level 80s I have, like Professor X, like Storm, the other Blast Hero mutants that could replace him, or he can replace them for ABL, ABX, and World Boss Legend stages that need these requirements. But before we go through that, I want you to make sure that you have smashed the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can get all the awesome content we're dropping into the channel, and it's your way to support the channel and make me feel like this thing I'm doing matters, you know. Of course there is always my Discord, that basically our Discord, because the server it's full of you, and you can come here actually and get yourself some tokens. With these tokens you're getting crystal coupons, or else if you just want to participate into the game, get yourself some carry for GBR or carry others for GBR, and in the same time get, you know, some friends to get yourself mythic rifts. You can see here daily mythic rifts going on in our server. Of course you can just talk with others about the game. There is multiple channels that you can come here and get help on which one it's the best character to use for any specific day. You can see here there are bots that you can take advantage of and see who is the best for every single day, the day you want for ABX and ABL. So let's start from somewhere, and let's start from ABX. But yeah, before ABX, as I told you, I'm gonna explain a bit how the rotation should work. And for a CTP of energy, or a CTP of destruction, mighty destruction or mighty energy, or a proccing obelisk, whatever, the point is to do 5, 3, 4. And why are you doing that? On your 5th skill there is a proc that carries through your next skill, so every single time you press that you get this proc 70% for one attack. So you want to drop your 5th skill inside your 4th skill. Your 4th skill is the main source of damage, so most of the times you want to proc on the 4th skill, basically all the times, and the point is your 3rd skill starts hitting really fast. So that's why you go through 5, 3, 4, because that's the most efficient way to not waste your proc and get your 5th proc on your 4th skill. But the point is that going from 5th to 3rd and after back to 4th, it's kind of hard. So if you are having trouble doing that, another solution is do 3 cancel 5 really fast the 4th skill and proc on the 4th skill with the same thing. When you have your tier 3, I'm just wasting it, using it right after this rotation. The proper thing to do, it's not to cancel your 4th skill, but let your 4th skill place, and after your 4th skill you drop your tier 3, you're letting him do that, and after you go through your normal rotation again. But it's kind of tricky because the character goes out of target, so you wanna be really close to Beast, Surtur, or any boss you're fighting. From the other side, for CDP of raids, because you don't really care about proccing with the raids first, you can start really easy with your 5th skill, go into your 3rd skill, and after into your 4th skill, and you can do it, you can do the proc. But the point is that you have to care every single time about 2 procs. And the one proc is this one, and the other proc is the one that you have in your proccing obelisk, in your CDP of energy or distraction. But for raids you don't care because you're starting your rotation, and even if you have the proc of raids has pop out, the damage continues for 5 seconds, so you don't really care. So what I'm doing with the CDP of raids, most of the times it's starting with 2, 1, 3, 5, 4, 8, or basically 1, 2, 5, 3, 4, something like this. You're gonna see through the clips I have for ABX and ABL. For CDP of energy, I tried myself, but yes, I'm not a really good player as it seems for CDP of energy and proc. For raids, I played more, I had more time to practice, so I guess my CDP of raids clips are gonna be better. So yeah, let's go through that and let's compare the damage I was able to pull out first for ABX. For ABX, the day you could use him and you don't have any other alternative that you can use except Magneto, who is like the #1 right now. It's the Blast Male day, and for this day the best supports to use is Cyclops lead and Coulson as a support. With Magneto you can take advantage of Mysterio, which is like the best support for this day, but for Cable, Mysterio is not working because Mysterio supports only the villains. As you can see here, I'm going through my skills and going and drop a tier 3 there. This is a waste of DPS, you shouldn't do that, but back in the day when I was doing the test for ABX, I was thinking that it was a good idea, instead of proccing on the 4th skill, proccing on your tier 3. But as you can see, at the end of the day, proccing on the 4th skill and just drop your tier 3 as a filler feels to be the best strategy. Of course, you need to start your rotation a bit before the roar starts, because as you can see, on 5th skill and 4th skill there is burn damage, but the burn damage comes right after your skills drop, so needs like 1 or 2 seconds before the fire starts burning. So you want to drop it right when the boss jump into the middle, the frost beast jump into the middle. So with my CDP of energy, as you can see, in the middle of the fight I have kind of 7 million, which is not impressive at all. I've seen people doing way more, but you have to consider that this is not a tier 4, this is not a level 80, it's just a level 70 with a mighty energy. And we all know that mighty energy is not supposed to be that good for ABX and ABL, but some proc friendly characters can do really good job with having, you know, a brilliant or a mighty. Of course, the best case scenario here for your mighty, it's not the one with Pierce, in my opinion. You know, the best is the one with all attack, because the Pierce start kicking after the extra Pierce start kicking after the 8 million or 9 million in ABX. So you know, you want to have all attack, you prefer have all attack, 20% all attack all the time, and not only Pierce only in these moments that you have the proc enabled. And also with this extra proc you need to manage for mighty energy, you know, gives you another thing to worry about. So the all attack feels the best solution for him. You get the maximum value out of his energy, as it seems, at least for ABX and ABL. As you can see here, my score, it's not impressive at all, but yeah, it is what it is. You have to consider that doing the proc is really hard, guys. I mean, you can proc with him, but going through with your fingers to all of his skills, it's really annoying, it's really hard. So with the mighty energy, I managed to pull out 9.5 million, and let me show you what I was able to do with the mighty raids. With the mighty raids, you can, as I told you, you can start with other skills than your 5th skill and your 3rd skill. You can pull some 2nd and 3rd skill in the start, so you can have your tier 3 ready easier. As you can see here, I'm using my tier 3 in between the rotations, so I'm letting it play until I'm ready to do my next 3 cancel 5 cancel 3, but that's because I'm using a CTB of rage. With the CTB of rage, as I told you, you don't have any problem proccing before the rotation of your fingers starts. And you can see here I'm having trouble with, I was out of target for a couple of seconds. Your 2nd skill helps you to go closer to him. Your 2nd skill feels to be the skill with the maximum raids, and the problem with his 6th skill is that he drop you out of the boss, drop you far away from the boss. But as you can see, the damage here feels way better. My rotation and gameplay has improved a lot, and that's something I built up playing and testing the characters, so I can't be fair 100% using a CTP of energy or using a CTP of rage. As you can see here, I'm already 7.7 million, and I'm not even in the middle of the fight, so I have done at least 1 million more at the moment. And yes, CTP of raids feels to be the best for ABX character once again, and that's legit. I end up doing 1.4 million more at the moment in the middle of the fight. So yeah, let's see, the fires are coming here. You can see I start the rotation right the moment beast jump into the middle, and you don't want to start it before, because if you start it when the boss is not in the middle, the damage is going to be on the odds or in the side of the boss, and the boss is not going to get the full value of your fires down in the ground from your 5th skill and your 3rd skill. Your 3rd skill actually drops the bubble, your 5th skill drops the fire, and the 4th skill drops even more fire after. So all this damage down in the ground, you want to have the boss in the top of them so you can do more. As you can see here, I already did 500,000 more, and I'm not even end the fight. So yeah, I'm not sure. Basically, I think that the 1.5 million is going to continue until the end of the fight, this difference between the score. And here, because I'm seeing that there is a lot of odds alive, I killed first the odds, and after I go through my rotation, again I was out of range, so potentially I could pull more damage for CTP of energy, and I could pull more damage for CTP of rage. It's not like this is the best runs I could pull out, but because the character is just 4 days into the game, I didn't have the time and the to practice on him and be even better. But yes, 11 million with a mighty raids and 9.5 with a mighty energy. You have to know what you're gonna see, So let's go for Alliance Battle Legend, and here is where the things are even harder. They're even harder for a CTP of energy, it's like for ABX, we have seen characters capping with an energy. Basically, not these days, but old, before the 12 million actually. But yes, for ABL, there is no character that can be better than raids with a CTP of energy. It's way better, but yes, you have to know, if you're going to invest on your cable and you want to drop an energy, you want to see what he's going to be able to pull out. And the only way to do the fracture with a level 71 is having Polaris from the characters that you can pick here. As you can see, I have picked the Mutant Blast Day characters, which is Polaris as lead and support and Dazzler as a support. So you can see here I'm doing my damage, and when I have to swap to do the cancelling on the roar, I'm swapping into Polaris to do my 3rd skill. Here my rotation, it's kind of meh too, because I hate CTP of energy. You have to press the buttons really fast, first of all, and second of all, I was doing the wrong rotation, not letting the 3rd skill place until the end. So I'm losing a bit of a damage here for that reason. And my 4th skill here helps me to grow the damage again. I was kind of off proc for the 5th skill. You can see it's so annoying. It's like his skills trying you to fail to proc. So you can't actually say that he's proc friendly. He is procable. You can do proc with him proper if you play perfect. If you don't and you want just a chill character to proc with, Cable is not your guy. 100%, I could tell you that from the start, and only the fact that you have to manage with 2 procs, 1 proc from your CDP or Obelisk and 1 proc on your 5th skill, when in the same time the accumulation happens on your 3rd skill and your 3rd skill pops out immediately damage, instant damage. So yeah, it's really annoying. Here I'm doing my tier 3 also, which is the safe way to play with an energy, but in the same time you're losing damage through your 4th skill. So yes, the smartest way to go, it's just cancel your tier 3 or let it play in between the rotation, like I was doing later on when I built my knowledge on Cable. And believe me guys, the last 4 days I have tried so much to make my Cable looks good with energy or raids, and it's really annoying. And someone in my Discord mentioned that the other day. There is a lot of people there. Basically there is Matt, there is Kim, there is Bob, there is a lot trying the same characters and trying rotations. And what someone said, I think Kim, is that Cable is actually the Sarah Rogers of Male. And why this is legit, I think about it, and it's because you can't actually be 100% sure the output that you're gonna pull out if you don't play perfect. With Sarah Rogers, if you don't accumulate perfect the damage, you're not gonna see numbers. With Cable, same thing, exactly the same thing. If you don't cancel your 5th skill into your 3rd skill and into your 4th skill really fast with your fingers, CDP of Rage or CDP of Energy, your Cable is going to lose damage. And this is the most recent run I record, so my gameplay with Cable has been even better. And here is where I'm using him with the mighty raids. I have figured out that I should spam my 1st and 2nd skill and let my 4th skill place heal until the end. I'm going my back into the wall to drop the tier 3, so I'm not gonna be pushed out of the boss. So one strategy is this: position yourself with the back in the wall when you're going to fill up with your tier 3 skill. And after, you can see here, I'm gonna swap into Polaris again, do the cancelling, again swapping into Cable, and 5 cancel, 2, 1, 3, 4. Yes, perhaps I lose here my 5th skill proc. But yes, it is what it is, you know. You can't really have the perfect run. Or look at this, I'm playing really like freestyle rotation here. As you can see, I'm dropping my 5th, I'm dropping my 3rd, and after the tier 3 is the filler, as I told you. Here I'm waiting a bit to my 5th and 3rd skill get some cooldown off. And after I'm dropping, you want to do 2 to 3 rotations every single time inside the Odin's Force. You have the time to do 3 rotations, so don't care about your tier 3. The tier 3 is not adding a lot. The point is to drop as many as 5 cancel, 3 cancel, 4 you can inside this period of time. And yes, the point, as I told you, is your 5th skill. Your 5th skill's proc transfer into your 4th skill every single time. So that's why you can see me cancelling really fast the skills, and that's why I'm using my 3rd skill right before my 4th skill, because your 3rd skill is going to enable your proc from your 5th skill if you don't press and cancelling it into your 4th skill really fast. So you can see here my damage is quite cool. I mean 4.5. For your own information, previously, basically, what I'm using right now, it's Storm for this day or Stingray Blast. And with these 2 characters, I can do 6 to 6.5 maximum. And I have them level 80, full Odin's Blessing. With Jin, I have Brilliant Raids, and with Storm, I have Mighty Raids. But with Storm, I have here 6th level Artifact. And I'm playing with her like 1 year and 2 months or something. So yeah, you can't really say that Storm didn't had I didn't had my time with Storm. But you can see here, as a level 70 Mutant doing 6.1, I guess, 6.07, 6.06, 6 million actually for ABL with a level 70. It's quite impressive in my book, you know, and that's the results of playing a lot with the character, you know. I start with really bad rotations for ABL and I end up doing this with the Mighty Raids. Of course, Mighty Energy and Mighty Raids could be a bit more, but 6 million, level 70, it's so impressive. It's so impressive. So it's the situation here that you already know that Cable can only be used for 1 day of ABL and 1 day of ABX. So he feels like be the best damage dealer here with the Mighty Raids, at least in my account, compared to Jean, Blast, and compared to Storm. But the numbers, at least, I'm gonna do a second video for level 80 on him for sure and compare him live with the characters. But at the moment, the numbers I remember, it's 6.5 as level 80 with the build I told you before. So yeah, in my opinion, it's quite impressive and he totally worth going for level 80 with a spare Mighty Raids, in my opinion, just to increase a bit your damage. And let's go into World Boss Legend and see how he's performing with an energy compared to a Raids. Here, same thing as I told you, with an energy, I'm not playing perfect, I'm not playing that good, but still you can see the damage flows. And for level 70, stage 50 of Knull, it's the barometer to compare him with the other characters at level 70. Before, I was struggling doing this stage with Iceman, and when it was, you know, the time to do the stage, Iceman came into the game with Storm, and Storm level 80 was completely dismantling this boss. It was, you know, Storm, it's way better for this boss with a level 8, at level 80 of course, but at level 70 I was struggling doing this run with any of my mutants. So you can see here Strife ripping through the stage. Even at level 70 he can do it easy peasy, and I am like in 40 bar, and you know, I have like 4 minutes left. That means that probably I can complete that, and if your timer it's like 3.5 and more, there is no problem. If you complete, you know, the first 30 bars of Knull and you have the timer with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left, you can do it. And you can see here, took me 1 minute and 10 seconds doing it with a CDP of energy and not the perfect rotation. So let's go to see if you know, sacrifice the proc, the CDP of energy for a raid, what results you're gonna have for Knull and any other World Boss Legend. Same thing here, same rotation. I feel like I'm kind of unfair for the energy rotation because I have, you know, work on my rage rotation way more, but still it is what it is, you know, you can't really fix these things. And here you can see the damage here, you know, proc by proc is not that impressive, but at least you can see the play style and the way I'm moving has been improved a lot. And thank you for that. Thank you for making me do videos and, you know, fix my rotations and fix my gameplay also. And you can see here I'm running through the stage. Is really pretty much the same rotation what I'm doing, and I'm dropping my 5th skill, 3rd skill, 4th skill. If you drop your 5th skill, you want to do your 3 and your 4th really fast, or else your 5th skill is going to enable the proc, or your 3rd skill. So it's not like with an energy you can do the rotation of 3 cancel, of 5 3, 5 cancel, 3 cancel, 4 slower. You need to be the same fast as you are with an energy. Even if you with your rage you don't care about proccing. The problem is that the proc of your 5th skill is not going to be transferred proper into your 4th skill. So here I was kind of slow. I lost the 5th skill proc on my 4 cancel, 3 cancel, 5 cancel, 3 cancel, 4 I mean. And you can see I'm doing like 20 seconds slower, and even if I had managed the rotation better. So that means that with an energy I could go way faster, and with a rage, you know, the drop is, you can see the drop actually. But you have to consider that he is level 70, and of course at level 80 he can participate on other World Boss Legend, you know, like Ultron, like Kang or Jean, but at the moment at level 70 you are missing a lot the energy, the enemy boss, and even if you have ignore dodge, it's not working like it's working for Knull. For Knull, if you have you want to have 50% at least ignore dodge every single time when you're using your characters, and that's why I'm using leadership of Cable both times here. And let's wrap it up, guys. In my opinion, Cable is not proc friendly with the way that everyone can proc with him. I mean, you can proc with him, you can do proc with him proper, but it's really hard, and you have to consider the mechanism of 5th skill, 3rd skill and 4th skill, and why you're doing what you're doing, or else you're gonna end up procking randomly in the start of the 5th skill, procking randomly when you're gonna drop your 3rd skill, and you're not gonna transfer the damage into your 4th skill. So he is a machine that can proc actually, but the point is that you can't be 100% sure that you're gonna do it, or else you need to be really fast on your fingers. That's why I feel like raids is a way safer thing, because with the raids you have to consider only the 5th skill to do the proc on your 4th skill, or else with an energy you have to consider the proc of the CTP in the same time. So you can't do you can't give yourself a break and do it a bit slower, you know. So yes, that was it. In my opinion, he's a solid character, he totally worth build, and the fact that you have already built him for you know, to unlock the World Boss Legend means that it's really easy to take advantage of a character that has the Weapon Master, the Machine, the Leadership, Mutant, Male. All these tags are super useful for World Boss Legend, way more times than you think. You can go and use your Cable for World Boss Legend. So if you want to use him for World Boss Legend, I guess a CTP of Energy could work, but you're gonna lose his huge value, whereas ABL, in my opinion, you know, he's gonna be the #1 character probably, and we have to consider that there is also Professor X, and I'm gonna compare with Professor X him too, but at the moment it is what it is. It's just level 70 and 57% of potentials. I hope I get the potentials in the very next day or something. So yeah, that was it. I hope you enjoyed. I hope I helped you decide buying Cable or not, putting an energy or a raids. Are you going to put yourself into this thing with the rotation or not? Yeah, I could skip that for sure, but yes, he's really strong, by the way. See you into the next. Kisses in your faces.